everybody, I'm Jammer and welcome back to another Animal Crossing New Horizons video. It is finally here. The update trailer for the Halloween update coming to Animal Crossing New Horizons is finally released and shows off all the new fun, spooky features coming to the game. But while most of its focus is on the Halloween holiday, there's still a lot of secrets and hidden details here throughout the trailer worth mentioning in this video. So that's what we're going to do today. Go frame by frame, scene by scene, checking out all the secrets and hidden details and all the stuff you may have missed when watching the Halloween update trailer. But before we get started, if you are new here, perhaps consider subscribing. Mr. YouTube here told me that only 18% of you watching are subscribed. So we don't want to make him sad. Halloween is his favorite holiday. So let's make Mr. YouTube happy. So consider subscribing, it's free, you can always change your mind later, and of course can expect tons more on Animal Crossing New Horizons. Anyways, thank you so much for listening to that. Without further ado, let's get started. The trailer starts off first announcing that the update is going to be coming out on September 30th, which is about 5 days from now. Makes total sense. This is typically how Nintendo does it, having the trailer the week before and the update to soon follow afterwards. And in the next scene, you'll see the villager walking through a very spooky looking cemetery with tons of new furniture surrounding, and wait, what's that? Wait a second, hold on, something's not right here. She looks entirely different. But more on that in a second. Let's list out all the fun, spooky new items that look to be coming to the game. First, you can see right here, the stack of jack-o'-lanterns. There's of course the Halloween archway. There's also the sad jack-o'-lantern hanging from an arch with a little bat next to it. And in a later scene in the trailer, you actually see that the pumpkin sways in the wind, which is a really cool detail. Also, a little bit in the trailer, you'll see a furniture item for a bowl of candy, a little pumpkin with a bunch of candy overflowing from it. Hidden right behind here, you can actually see that there's a pumpkin stool, which looks like a pumpkin just basically cut in half, that assumedly you'll be able to sit on, as well as place items on top of. Throughout the trailer, there's a wide variety of different kind of jack-o'-lanterns. There's the single jack-o'-lantern. There's the parent and child jack-o'-lantern, which essentially is a bigger and a smaller one next to each other. You also see a couple instances of this 1x1 small hay in the shape of a box, which I'm pretty sure is a new item because we did have the hay bed. But I don't think we had this hay, probably a hay stool, that we see here having the candy bowl on it, as well as in the background having a jack-o'-lantern on top of it. Another item is the Scarecrow Jack, but this one's a little bit tricky. In the DIY segment of the trailer, when it talks about crafting these Halloween-themed furniture items, we'll talk about more how they're made in just a second. The scene follows up showing the player putting down the pumpkin scarecrow. However, earlier in the trailer, in a different scene when you see the player go into Nook's Cranny, you can first observe that they're bringing back the seasonal furniture slot, the fourth item that can be sold at Nook's Cranny. As you can see clearly right here, that they're selling the Scarecrow Jack. So I'm a little confused. Is the Scarecrow Jack a DIY? Because on one hand, if it's in Nook's Cranny and is being sold, it's to assume that it's probably just a random furniture item, but then why would they also showcase it during the time when they're crafting different DIYs? It's a small detail, but we'll have to wait and see how this is actually handled. Then one last new furniture item worth mentioning is actually right here. You can see this is a new Halloween fence type. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. The new black iron fencing with the pumpkin in the middle is gonna look so good. I cannot wait to surround my entire town hall with this new fencing and use it throughout my island. Okay, so let's transition to talking about the holiday itself. The trailer states that we'll be spending the month of October prepping for the night of Halloween. To do this, we'll be going to Nook's Cranny, where you can purchase candy, but you'll notice right next to the candy, there seems to be another new item. Some sort of smaller sapling being sold that doesn't look like a bush start or a tree. Well, that is, of course, with this new update, they are bringing plantable pumpkins to the game, which is so amazing. We've been talking about bringing harvestable crops to Animal Crossing New Horizons for so long here, and I'm so excited to see it being incorporated, at least with pumpkins. There's a lot to go over here, so let's break it down. First of all, of course, like I previously mentioned, you can buy the pumpkin starters from the cabinet in Nook's Cranny. It looks to be that pumpkins will mature in 4 stages. There's the small infant, the little green starter growth. The third stage doesn't seem to be pictured here, but there's definitely some sort of stage in between that smaller one and the fully mature ones we see already here on screen. And as you can already see, the pumpkins come in a wide variety of different colors and numbers. The colors you can get are white, orange, green, and yellow. And as they mature, they can grow to either being just 1, 2, or even 3. If I had to guess, I think the number of pumpkins that are grown is just a random chance. But one thing to mention though, is you do in fact need to be watering your pumpkins. The villager does do it in this scene, but in the next scene when she goes to start harvesting some of them, you'll actually see that the infant pumpkins that she watered starts to sparkle. The same effect that happens when you water your flowers in your town to show that they've been watered for the day. So unlike trees that just grow on their own, it does look like pumpkins are going to need to be watered each day in order to mature. Beyond that, I wonder how... But I'm sure you're probably wondering, what do you even do with pumpkins? Well, we kind of skipped ahead a little bit, but the pumpkins are actually used to craft all these new Halloween DIYs. But how do you even get the DIYs? Is it just by chance of you collecting a bunch of pumpkins and your villager learns them? Do you just find them randomly as DIYs as they organically spawn in your town, whether at the beach or in balloons overhead? They don't really touch on how these DIYs are even obtained. But it's obviously assumed that you will be getting them before Halloween, just like you got them before Egg Day, so you can kind of prep for Halloween and get all these furniture items ready and theme your town for the holiday. But it doesn't really say if there's any special way to unlock them. I'm starting to probably guess it's going to be like the summer DIYs and the cherry blossom ones that were just kind of randomly thrown throughout your town, in addition to the other DIYs you unlock normally. So it's going to be kind of a feeding frenzy to make sure you get all the Halloween DIYs. So let's work together as a community to make sure everyone gets every single DIY. There's one other thing I do want to mention about pumpkins. It makes me wonder, can pumpkins be grown after October? The sapling is in the cabinet as next to the candy, and I'm assuming the candy is of course going to go away after the month of October. I feel like in addition to that, the pumpkin sapling as well will be going away after this month concludes. So building off that, are pumpkin crops exclusive to being grown in October? Does this lead credence to potential other crops being introduced later down the road that'll be exclusive to other certain months? I'm not sure which way I lean on this. I could see them still being able to be grown, but if so, you will only have the collection of starters that you bought in October, and you won't have any for the rest of the year if you want to make new pumpkin patches in other areas. We'll have to see when the update comes out. So before we get to talking about the holiday itself, there's a couple other smaller things worth mentioning. Beyond what looks like a couple of new clothing options, but the more important detail is the fact that this seems to be, new skin color? That's right. With this update, we're getting an update to the customization options for your villager, giving you a selection of new colors for your skin. You can be pale white, green, blue, and purple, as well as a new collection of eye colors: pink, orange, yellow, magenta, gray, and green. I love to see skin as well as eye colors being brought to this update. It's such a smaller thing. It does fit quite well with the rest of the Halloween update, you know, like you're getting into the spirit of holiday, dressing up in this costume. But it'll be great to continue to have these options throughout the rest of the year, so you can have a wider selection of eye colors to pick from, or you can continue to cosplay as a zombie or some crazy weird monster throughout the rest of the year if you want. But anyways, let's talk about the Halloween holiday itself. As stated in the trailer, Halloween is held, of course, on the 31st, starting at 5 p.m. running all the way to midnight. The villagers walk around your villages wearing little horns, as well as raggedy dresses and other cute Halloween costumes. Wait, Jack appears here at the town hall, the czar of Halloween, but you know what? I honestly have no idea what he does. He kind of just introduces himself in the trailer, and they don't really build off of what he even does for this holiday. In previous games, it was all about like playing trick-or-treat, trying to hunt him down around the island, and I feel like if that was a mechanic for Halloween, they would have shown that off here. We really don't have much to go off of what he does. I'm assuming since he's at Town Hall, probably hangs out around there, and perhaps gives you some Halloween-themed tasks, similar to kind of what happened on Egg Day, where Zipper T kind of gave you a couple of tasks to complete throughout the holiday, but I hope it's not nearly as short as that one was. Maybe he'll ask you to actually go around and trick-or-treat and talk to your villagers and give them candy, which we can see here that you can do so. But it also begs the question, what's the point of giving candy to villagers? In previous games, you'd have to run away from them, and if they caught you, then you'd have to give them candy, otherwise they'd like pull a trick on you. But here it seems that you'll just be walking up to them and rewarding them candy for dressing up. I just have a ton of questions. What if you don't have any candy and you refuse to give it to your villagers? Will they just be sad and that's it? What about the villagers that are not in the town square? Because as we can see in this scene, we only see 3. So I'm assuming that there'll probably be more walking around your town. Will they be dressed up as a fake Jack like in previous games? Will they just be continuing to wear the Halloween costumes like the ones we see at the town hall? What about the villagers that are in their houses? Can you trick-or-treat at their houses? It looks like scaring or any sort of like unique mechanic that would be based around the villagers being in their houses doesn't seem to be here in this game, because you'd think they'd show it off here in the trailer. And all in all, I mean, what do the villagers do for giving you candy? What do they give you in return? Because you already have pumpkins that are used to craft all the Halloween DIYs, right? And if they gave you another exclusive new item, perhaps like a lollipop that they can then be redeemed with Jack to get made perhaps exclusive spooky DIYs or furniture items that you couldn't get the previous time throughout October, but you think that they would show that off in this trailer, right? I'm really confused about it. If I had to take a guess, that's probably what it's gonna be like. But to be honest, I'm still really confused why a lot of this wasn't shown off. In the scene here at Town Square, you'll notice that, hold on, they're doing a new reaction type. That's right, it looks like 2 new reactions are going to be coming to the game, being called Scare and Haunt, which is so perfect for Halloween here. In addition to these new reactions coming to the game, there's going to be an update coming to NookLink, the partner app on your smartphone that works with Animal Crossing New Horizons. It offers a new feature where you can quickly select your entire catalog of reactions you've unlocked. First of all, I am so excited to see some new reactions come to the game. I think that's a great way to continue to breathe life, and it's not something that I expected them to update, but I'd love to see more stuff like this continue to come to the game. But here's a couple of questions I have. 1, how do you get these 2 new reactions? Upon reading the press release, it actually turns out it looks like the way you'll be unlocking these emotes is actually the reward for giving villagers candy on your island. So that answers that question. As you can see already in game, the rows of all your emotions, it's kind of full already having all these full emotions. And now that they're adding 2 more, Scare and Haunt, where are they really gonna fit in game? The trailer ends with one last end slate being the announcement for the next free update that'll be available in late November for both the Harvest Festival as well as Toy Day. If I had to take a guess, it'll probably be the week right before Thanksgiving in the States, or typically where the Harvest Festival usually is in previous Animal Crossing titles, the 3rd Thursday of November. And what's interesting is they're actually bundling both Toy Day and Harvest Festival in the same update. In addition to that, the update is later into November, so there's not nearly as much prep for the Harvest Festival like there is here in Halloween and like there was for Egg Day. So it looks like that update is going to be a much bigger one because we're going to be getting kind of 2 big holidays all in one. Probably be the final free update we will get of this year. Anyways, that is all the secrets and hidden details I found in the new Halloween Animal Crossing New Horizons trailer. Did you notice anything? Or was there any secrets or hidden details that I missed? Definitely let me know that in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big awesome like, and if you haven't already, definitely subscribe for tons more on Animal Crossing New Horizons. As a reminder, we do stream this game every weekend at 10 AM Eastern right here on YouTube Live. That's both Saturdays and Sundays. We're going to be streaming a ton of this new update. I can't wait to have you guys on my island. Cannot wait to make a new spooky themed section on my island where we used all these new DIYs. It's going to be so much fun. Be sure to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram to keep up with everything we do at the channel, as well as join our community Discord. The link to that is in the description below. It's a great place to find friends to play Animal Crossing with, get island advice and such, and hopefully work together to make sure everyone gets all the new Halloween DIY recipes. So I think that's about everything for me for now. Thanks again guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!